I actually started the firm because I was laid off 5 weeks after giving birth to my 2-year-old. There were a couple months where I had like 5 recs on the board that I was personally working while doing all of those like running a business things you just mentioned and the blood sugar monitoring. Those months were dark. And that's been the biggest surprise is how much I've actually enjoyed the actual sales part of it. We just hit $1 million in revenue. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah, it's been a crazy journey. What's actually most important to me has been huge. Like that's my number one driver. I'm not driven by revenue. I'm driven by freedom.
It's so sick. Hey, everybody. This episode of Building the Talent Machine is brought to you by our sponsor, WellFound. If you're a recruiter like me, you're probably always looking for a smarter, faster way to find startup-ready talent. WellFound has you covered. It gives you instant access to a talent pool of 10 million plus startup-minded candidates from all around the globe. You can set up everything in just 10 minutes or less, from posting jobs to building your employer brand and managing applicants, with everything you need to kickstart your recruiting in one place. Need data? WellFound integrates seamlessly with your ATS and helps you stay organized without the chaos. And if you're ready to supercharge your sourcing, meet WellFound AI. Stop scrolling and start hiring. WellFound AI reviews hundreds of profiles each week. It reaches out using hyper-personalized templates, and when candidates respond, it manages the back and forth for you. All that's left is one click to approve, and your calendar fills up fast. So if you're ready to find, connect, and hire your team from pre-seed to IPO and build with the best startup talent out there, WellFound makes it happen. Check out wellfound.com and see how fast you can tap into the startup talent ecosystem. Now, let's go build a talent machine. All right, what's up, everybody? You're here with Julia Arpag. Julia is the CEO and founder of Aligned Recruitment. What's up, Julia?
Brandon, it's so good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yo, I'm stoked. I've been one that's kind of been a long time coming for me. Total internet fanboy. You're killing it. Everybody knows that. What's going down? Like, what are you working on?
Brandon, you're the best. So we are just about 2 years in at Aligned. Our official start date was August 31st. So we're about a month out from that as of today when we're recording. And we just hit $1 million in revenue. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah, it's been a crazy journey. Very, very grateful, very happy. Have loved literally every second. Being a founder has been my favorite thing, my favorite job I've ever had. So I'm all in. I'm here for it. Yeah, good things over here.
Congratulations. I heard like Lil Wayne in my head. A milli. Sorry.
That is just my constant soundtrack. Like I just play that song on repeat. So
yeah. Well, we could talk about that. Like, you're a recruiter. Do you work the recs? Are you sourcing? Are you like headphones on, running recs, sourcing playlists?
Yeah. So we have an amazing team. So I have other people besides me who work recs. But yeah, in the 2 years since we started, I've been the primary recruiter. But as we've grown, we've scaled. So I actually just hired a full-time director of recruitment who manages, we have 1 junior recruiter and then 2 sourcers. So she handles that team. So now, as of literally, she started on Monday. We're recording this on a Wednesday. So as of 2 days ago, my time is completely freed up to just focus on business development and bringing in new clients. And her focus is on recruitment delivery. So my days of sourcing and recruiting are mostly over. I'll still jump in as needed. But my goal from the beginning has always been to have an incredible delivery team that I knew I could trust with my clients. And then I'm out grabbing more clients, growing the business, taking over the world.
It's awesome. Taking over the world one rec at a time.
One rec at a time. Yeah.
What type of clients do you like to work with?
Startups. So same space as you, tech startups, typically anywhere from seed to Series E. We also work with several bootstrapped companies. Like you don't have to have taken funding to hang out with us. And then some of our clients actually are service-based, same as us. Like they do tech, like whether it's like Salesforce consulting, or we just hired a technical architect for one of our MSP clients. Like we do service-based tech companies as well.
I think it's so fun to work with startups. A lot of the times with bootstrap founders too, I've done the same where the last couple of years, it's been pretty much working exclusively with bootstrapped exited founders. Man, they just usually know what to do when it comes to launching a role, what to look for, the talent persona they're after. You do a lot of strategic and tactical work, but yeah, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You got to step up to the plate when you're working with a bootstrap founder who needs, a head of engineering or engineer one or a VP of sales. That's the kind of pressure I like. and
Mhm.
specialty having niched down. What's your take on working with founders?
Agreed on everything you said. I like it because they typically have a huge bias for action. Like when I'm working with a small startup where I'm working either directly with the founder or directly with like the senior level executives, they are like, we don't have time. Like we are building this rocket ship as we're flying it. So they don't wait to give me feedback on my candidates. They don't wait to move candidates through interview processes. Like we literally, for one of our Series B ed tech clients, we just hired 2 people. Each of those searches took 3 weeks. Like from launch to offer accepted was 3
Yep.
weeks, which is a testament to my team. Like they're kicking ass and taking names 100%. But our clients too have the sense of urgency. They don't sleep on good candidates. They don't put them through 1,000 interviews. It's so refreshing. That is my favorite way to work. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. And I love the idea of like hiring for candidates that have candidate market fit. Like they've solved the problem before, they want to do it again. You get them
Mm-hmm.
super stoked on something they've got a niche experience around. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
candidates I like to engage with. And founders are usually pretty pumped when you're like, hey, this person did it again, or did this person did it. They want to do it again. I think candidates at that caliber and level, they just show up to the interview process with a little bit more swagger. And
Oh, I'm here for the swagger. I screen for swagger. Like that's what I'm looking for when I do a recruiter screen. So one of those candidates, she's a VP of marketing. She already has a super built out LinkedIn brand. Like she doesn't even own a business, but she just like as a VP of marketing for startups brands herself. And I didn't have to coach her on a single thing ever. Like she wrote really thoughtful notes pre-interview, really extensive thank you notes post-interview. Like she was just freaking on it. Like she my favorite thing is when a candidate understands you've got to run your interview process like it's a sales funnel. And she just knew that. She just did that. So those are my favorites.
yo, for real, that's the biggest thing. I placed a bunch of like fractional executives into early stage companies a couple years back. And that's the biggest piece that makes fractional folks successful is their ability to sell. And like good
Hmm.
candidates know how to sell. I'm not talking like the AE that saw a post from a sales influencer on LinkedIn about pre-closing an interview and like, do you have any reservations about me moving forward in the process?
I
Like,
hate when I
no.
get that question.
Oh
It's
my
so
God.
cringy. It's so
Like, yeah,
cringy.
bro, I got mad reservations. It's like I got 10 other people to interview.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's so
Like,
true.
bro, get out of here with your pre-closed sales interview for your B2B SaaS tech job. Anyway, I'm salty today.
It's okay. I get it. I get it. But yeah, no, like the actual effective sales process where like you're a human, right? You're using your emotional intelligence to effectively pre-close me without asking me those questions. That's really what I like to see.
Yeah, 100%. It just makes it more fun too. I think when it comes to recruiting, this is such a thankless job. The most powerful tool in the toolkit is a phone. Like I love
Yeah.
recruiting because I get to do like the internet for 2 hours a day and then I get to talk to people for 6 hours a day. That just like
Yeah.
works with who I am
Yeah.
physiologically. I
Same.
struggle to sit down and like even doing this can be a challenge at times.
Because you have to
But
sit still.
yeah, and like I just like I'm kind of a pacer. I need to do a standing desk for this
Oh,
show.
shoot. You do need a standing desk, or you could just get like a walking, like a treadmill desk. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. See, I'm an endurance bro, and if I'm running or cycling, like, my glutes need the rest of sitting, but my legs will be like, "Okay, what else are we doing? What are we doing next?" Which is kinda the way I feel about recs, where I'm like, I'll be working one rec, and then my homie will be like, "Yo, do you know somebody that can do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let me put my recs on hold and work your rec."
And I'll
Like, I
do
got
that one
shiny
instead.
object syndrome.
Oh, no. That'll get you. For both your glutes and your recs. We'll have to come up with a solution.
Yeah, if
Well, I
anybody's
know you're
got tips.
a fellow Peloton guy, so I have tried to figure out if there's a way for me to work from my Peloton. I haven't cracked the code yet, but I have thought about it.
I mean, you could ask my friends. I'm in this weird stage of my life where I send my lifelong friends like long Notion documents, and then I send my work friends like TikTok style videos. So I will often have these profound thoughts or things that I think are funny, which are not funny. It's just the endorphins of being on a ride. And I'm like
Sure.
sending TikToks of me cycling to my friends. So
Good for you. Good for you. Whatever it takes.
yeah, it's mostly just like recruiting jokes.
That is your whole brand, so that checks out.
It kind of is, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think that like that balance, you mentioned being on the Peloton and figuring out ways to do it. You've got a family too, right? Like you're a working mom.
I'm a working mom, man. I got 2 little boys. They're 2 and 4. I actually started the firm because I was laid off 5 weeks after giving birth to my 2-year-old. So yeah, I've been a working mom the whole way through, which honestly is, I think, in my humble opinion, both a gift to myself and a gift to my kids. Like they see from day one, like both mom and dad work. and that they see from day one, but both mom and dad prioritize me. Like we both work remotely, my husband and I, so we spend a ton of time with our kids. Like you mentioned baseball practice earlier. We're at every game, every practice. Our 4-year-old's in T-ball. It's chaos, but we're there for it. So just kind of building a life that gives me the freedom to prioritize what's actually most important to me has been huge. Like that's my number one driver. I'm not driven by revenue, I'm driven by freedom.
It's so sick. I think there is a paradox there where recruiters like you and I who have been laid off have gone out on their own, hung a shingle, gotten a contract, gotten another contract, and realized like, oh shit, all of a sudden I've got a recruiting agency because I just, jujitsued the energy of
I just went
two
for it.
contracts. I just did it.
Yeah.
Shot my shot and the dang thing went in. No, that's the coolest part is there's like more flexibility, and it's more of like an insurance policy almost through working with multiple clients, and then you flywheel it. You've been super successful. What has your journey looked like? Like, how did you go from like laid off recruiter with a new baby to $1 million agency?
Overnight, just immediately, how those stories always go. So I had been thinking about going out on my own for about a year before I got laid off. Cause as you and I, like you said earlier, you need a phone and a computer, and then you're like good to go. So this is going to sound very braggadocious, but I'm just spitting facts. I've been the top performer on my team for the last several companies I've worked for. So I was like, surely I could just do this by myself and get all the money instead of giving the vast majority to the founder of the recruitment company. Like, surely that's a better plan. But it
Surely.
was surely, but it was terrifying. Like, for all the same reasons everyone is terrified to start a business. Like, I now agree with you, like how you said it's better insurance to have multiple recs, multiple clients, because if you lose one, you don't lose all your income. Whereas if you lose your one job, you lose all your income. But I didn't used to see it like that. Before I became a founder, I did not see it like that. It just seemed very scary to cut the W-2, which was, I was honestly grateful that my founder cut it for me. He called me and was like, hey, the money's gone. I haven't paid myself in months, like nothing personal. We just are literally out of cash. So I thought about it for a couple of weeks. I actually got a couple job offers from former clients who were like, oh, well, we'll just bring you in house. But I was like, I think I actually am ready to do this. So I went for it. I actually used to have a co-founder. So for the first year, she and I worked together. She closed less than 1% of our revenue that first year, but we were splitting profits 50-50. So I explicitly said to her, I was like, I feel like I'm supporting my family and your family, and I don't really want to do that anymore. So I bought her out a year in, which I am obsessed with that decision. It was the best one I possibly could have made. And since then, it's just been like a freaking crazy wild ride. Like, we've scaled our team pretty fast. I actually love doing sales. Like, I love doing outreach to prospective clients. So that's become my main focus. And then I have a kick-ass recruitment team who works on the recs. And then for the most part, that frees up my time to do stuff like this, to do business development, to do outbound sales, to post on LinkedIn, to kind of build the brand of me and of our business. So that's what I do.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. We got a lot to unpack there. I'll start with cutting the cord. Man, I remember cutting my son's umbilical cord too on pat leave. Came back.
It's exactly the same.
No, I'm right there with you. I got laid off coming off pat leave, and it was like same thing.
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
well, here we go. Let's roll, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
And it was jujitsuing the energy of a contract and being like very grateful that I had nurtured relationships and had done 10 years of business development and personal brand building and all of this stuff that allows you to be successful to get a recruiting contract in this market or in the market in the last, call it 4 years, where it's just been crazy for a lot of recruiters. I think some folks are afraid to sell themselves, or they're really good recruiters for pushing a process and they've enjoyed the comforts of a great job. Maybe it's big tech where they've got a big team, but they're not accountable to every stage of the funnel. So then couple business development and sales and contract negotiation and being an entrepreneur on top of being able to work a rec full cycle, full funnel at every single stage and influence a hiring manager and manage a founder's blood sugar. Like, it's a lot when
a
you're working
lot.
in tech startups. So I applaud you for that. But
That's very gracious. Yeah, there were a couple months where I had like 5 recs on the board that I was personally working while doing all of those like running a business things you just mentioned and the blood sugar monitoring. Those months were dark. I'm not going to lie to you. Those months I was like, can I and I've been looking for recruiters kind of in the back burner, like, you know how much time it takes to run an actual full cycle search. So I haven't been dedicated to it as much as I should have been. But it's really hard to find, I'm going to sound like every hiring manager ever, but it's really hard to find good recruiters. So I just did it. I was like, I'd rather not hire and I'll just stay as small as I need to stay so that I can work the recs myself. So when this incredible lady, Sam, I'm going to shout her out on LinkedIn this week. But when she joined the team about a month ago, I was like, I have died and gone to heaven. Like it happened. The thing I thought would never happen happened. I'm so relieved. She's me. She's me with my clients. She delivers at the level that I would want to deliver. If anything, she's faster than I am because she's only recruiting and she's not doing everything else. So I'm obsessed.
That's so good. I am the worst hiring manager. I'm like my own nightmare. Like everything I complain about as a recruiter, I'm like, this
You're
hiring
so
manager is driving
nitpicky.
me nuts. It's like, bro, that's you, dude.
Yeah.
No, because it's so true. I just like, man, I'm on like this mission to meet passionate folks, like in any area of life, like whatever you're doing, like for the love of God, just like be passionate about
Just
something.
care. Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't have social media outside of LinkedIn, which is kind of funny because like I'm on LinkedIn a bunch and like some people
Yeah.
think I'm an
I don't either.
influencer and I do
I love
creator shit.
that.
And it's just like, I'm going to go like ride my bike in the mountains in an hour and be out of cell service. And then I'll come back and do like tech bro shit. But it's so hard to connect with people, particularly young people that just are really passionate. And I'm always blown away by somebody that has that like magic. And I think like there's a lot of like shade that gets thrown on X factor or it factor in recruiting, but like there's some things that are just like around charisma that can exist. And it doesn't have to exist in a traditionally like demographic, gendered or ethnic way. Like you just know when somebody gives a shit about life and has some
Yes.
passion. And it doesn't necessarily have to be presenting as extroverted communication. I talk like an idiot and annoy the shit out of myself. But when it comes to like communicating with somebody that's gonna be able to have some energy for an early stage startup, you and I recruit in similar spaces. And I think that's table stakes when I'm screening candidates. It's like, yo, this person just they're not going to be able to work with a founder or they're not going to be able to put in 60-hour weeks. So much of the hoopla online just isn't the world you and I operate in. So I take a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the content or viral posts with a grain of salt because like I know what it takes to hire somebody that's going to be successful in a 20-person startup.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the EQ component is massive. And you mentioned earlier influencing hiring managers. Like in our job, so much of what you do, I kind of can't teach. Like you've got to have the intrinsic skill set to be able to figure it out. Like honestly, I think because I like fell into recruitment like everyone else and then just was naturally good at it just because of my natural giftings, I'm a terrible leader. I'm like, just do it. Like
Yeah.
I can't teach you how to recruit. Like you just need to care.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, for real.
that's what's so tough is if someone doesn't care, like you said, if they're not passionate, if they don't care to get better, if they don't care to kind of have uh that leadership piece where you're leading the process, you're leading the client, you're leading the candidate, I can't teach that.
You can't. And that's where I always scratch my head. Like I see a lot of stuff. I've done HR, I've been in-house. I've got a lot of respect for like HR BPs that choose that path of life, but that's the stuff that keeps me up at night where it's like, what does L&D do all day? Like why does L&D exist? Like
Savage.
that's my spiciest take. Like why can't the employee just like go figure it out themselves or take on the responsibility of upskilling themselves, like have them
Yeah.
ask you for budget. Like when I see training programs and L&D and all this like upskilling talk, it's like why don't we just hire better people and we use that money that we would spend for this entire org's budget and payroll and opex to just offer people a little bit more money for career move roles, and then we can bring those recs to market and just identify higher caliber people. Everybody wants to talk about like
Hmm.
hiring A players, which we could talk about being like not a thing. But if you want truly elite people, just go out to market with a great offer and a cool company and use the money that you would spend trying to get people from below average to maybe good enough and hire excellence.
Yeah. Wait, so then you do believe in hiring A players based on what you just said?
Yeah, but not like in the sense of like, let's call them A players.
What do you want to call them?
Just like ballers. Let's go hire some ballers.
We can use that language. That's fine.
I don't know, like
That's what
boy
you
bosses.
prefer.
Like let's,
Boy
CTO,
bosses.
like we're gonna get you the best boy boss VPE you could ever imagine.
There
No,
you
that's
go.
I don't know. Like what should we call them? High
I call
performers.
them A players. It's kind of my point. I just like that language because I
Oh, you
think
do. You call them A
I
players.
personally, but who cares? Like, I'm not going to fight with you. I was just curious. We can call them ballers, whatever. Will I be devastated if my kids play basketball? Because I think it's so boring to watch. Yes. So, like, I'm not going to use that language. But anyway, I do like the language of like, you could be a B player and have a decent career. Like, you could make good money. You could like get
Yeah.
hired for jobs. But I think what really matters is the it factor, is the giving a crap about what you actually do all day and thinking creatively about how to get better at it, not just waiting for someone to tell you to get better.
A player is such a good marketing term, and it relates to the sensibilities of the folks who run tech companies who are usually like STEM kids. So if you want to like say something that like
Ingratiate
aligns,
myself to the tech founders.
yeah, like tech founders have been like getting A's their entire life. We don't need to bring academia into like the work world. That's why it's like there's this obsession of like grading baked into that language. And like
Uh-huh.
Don Miguel Ruiz teaches us to be intentional with our words. So whenever I hear A player, to me, it's almost like, yeah, are we 17-year-olds trying to pass a test, or are we like trying to make a shit ton of money because we're going to build this company and like IPO?
Sure.
I don't know.
Sure.
I think at some point, like A players also degrades against the bell curve. Like if everybody's an A player, how do we know they're an A player? Or like
Well, but
doesn't
that's kind of the
statistically
point,
it
is that most
degrade?
people are not A players. Like that's why what you and I do, that's why we can make so much money doing what we do, because we can go find the A players because they're very few and far between.
That's true. I'm a big fan of like chop wood, carry water. I've actually done
Mhm.
both. I was a sawyer at a lumber yard and I was also a lifeguard. So I know
Oh
all
my
about
gosh, you've done
wood
all
and
you could
water.
have written that book. Look at you.
Right? Anyway, I think there is a time and place for like average folks. And it ties back to the point on like L&D. I want to hear your take. So it's like if you always have these folks that are achievement oriented, performance oriented, you're going to be constantly giving them higher comp, more spot bonuses, more advancement opportunities. Like some companies, depending on the industry, like you just need rank and file process pushers who are stoked to bring home their 50th percentile comp or their 25th percentile comp and
Mhm.
work 8 to 4. There's a lot of those jobs. Like there's a
Yeah,
lot of recruiters out there for that.
I agree.
But I'm with you. Like I think we could call them A players. It's fine. I don't know. Yeah, I don't need to pick a fight. Okay, let's stop picking a fight. So, Julia, you talked about going out on your own and needing a computer and a phone. Like, what
Yep.
else do you need? I think a lot of folks see you and they're like, dang, I want to be like Julia when I grow up. But what does it actually look like from a tech process? Break it down. What's your stack?
Oh my gosh, such a good question. So it's a slow roll. Like I slowly added tools, I slowly added functionality because I have really fought hard to not have shiny object syndrome. Like I know so many founders are like, oh, if I just get this one AI tool, that'll like turbocharge my revenue. Or if I get this AI screening tool, I'll be able to interview 100 candidates a day. I don't believe any of that hype, so I have not done any of those things. So I slowly added Recruiter Flow as my ATS and CRM. Okay, so that was great. I got it. I hired a certified public accountant because I don't know anything about business taxes. So he's been a delightfully helpful man. I love him deeply. So that's been great. We talked about fractional. I love that the world now is like you just hire people for like what you need. So I have a genius business lawyer who helps me whenever, like when I bought out my co-founder, and then when I filed my own LLC apart from her, like things like that. But as far as like the day-to-day recruitment process, I do still use LinkedIn Recruiter. When my license with them is up in a couple years, I'm 100% going all in on probably Juicebox. I've done research. They're my favorite thus far. I'm sure something, no offense, Juicebox, but I'm sure something else is going to come compete with you in the 2 years between now and when I'm done with my license. So we'll see who's the winner then.
Oh,
But I do think
there's a lot of competition now.
there's so much
Even out
competition.
of YC, there's like a YC, I think like a bat, somebody that just came out of a batch right now that like YC's already
Great,
hedging their bet against Juicebox. It's like they
great.
sure know how to put
I'm
the
here for
pressure
that.
on their portcos.
I'm here for that because I love that you can't like LinkedIn Recruiter is like comically expensive. So it's great for what it is. But now that there are so many cheaper, better alternatives, I'm like, oh, this is a no brainer. I'm obviously leaving. So that's currently part of my tech stack. And then in terms of like internal processes, we're a G Suite crew. So everything is all our SOPs are in Google Docs, Zoom for meetings, Fireflies to record meetings. We've tried to keep it as lean as possible, honestly. It's not too crazy over here. Again, I don't want to have shiny object syndrome. I just want to recruit and deliver.
Yeah, same. I'm a big proponent that at certain stages, like you don't need tools, you just need to enrich data and to get somebody to answer the phone.
Mhm.
And that's what I love about recruiting is like the next great placement is one call away.
Mhm.
I shared this
Mhm.
with somebody recently. There are two things that have never failed to deliver a smile to my face. It's throwing my leg over the saddle on my bicycle and floating down a hill. And it's when a candidate accepts an offer on the phone. Both get me
Mhm.
super psyched. And when those two things no longer give me that effect, I'll probably go do something else.
Good. I love that. Part of the passionate people thing you talked about earlier. You got to do stuff you're passionate about.
What advice do you have for somebody that might be looking to go out on their own and hang their shingle and try to do what you're doing?
Oh my gosh, just do it. Like, not to be super Nike-ish, but really just do it. Like, I'm so glad I took the leap. Seriously. It has been the best decision of my entire career. But you said something really important, Brandon, earlier that I want to circle back to. The reason it's gone so well for me is because I networked and built a strong personal brand, not just on LinkedIn, but just in my day-to-day work. Like, the reason I got so many clients to offer me jobs and the reason all of those former clients then became current clients of Aligned is because I did deliver phenomenal recruitment support for all of those years before I went out on my own. So if you're
Yeah.
thinking about it, the best thing you can do to prepare yourself to be a successful founder is to freaking kill it as a recruiter right now.
It's so true. It's so true. Do it full cycle, make good decisions, communicate with data, move fast, like build pipelines super quick. Like if you get a rec,
Hmm.
build pipe in 2 weeks. Hiring managers
Yes.
don't care where it comes from. They just care if the next interview is better than their last interview. And when you work with early stage companies, sometimes you're like working against yourself if every person you hire increases the average of the company. But that's
Hmm.
been
It's a great
my
problem to have.
experience.
Good for
Yeah. And it's
you. That's
super fun.
awesome.
Like recruiting's hard. Recruiting's hard as shit. I love it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
simple, but it's not easy. I think like
Yeah.
that's the fun, the challenge, like going out, finding the right person for the right problem to solve, getting excited about companies. Yeah, be a great recruiter. And then
Hmm.
there's a lot of people out there too that can help. I think I've done a lot of coaching with folks too, and just like quick calls of people like, hey, I like, how do I negotiate this first recruiting contract? Or how
Hmm.
do I define the handoff? Like, that's the biggest piece for recruiters is like define the handoff with your client so you know how much work you're going to have to do, so you know how much
Hmm.
time you have available to see if you can take a second contract.
Yep.
I had a couple
Yep.
clients too at times where they're like, hey, can you come on full time? You're killing it. And it's like, no, I'm going to go sell another contract.
Good. Good
and
for you that
that's
you have that clarity, that you know that's not what you want. That's awesome.
And I think you've probably done that too, but the reason I bring it up is because it's scary. It's like scary to say no to this fallacy of job security. We get more diversification by working with multiple clients. And if you're a recruiter, you
Yes.
work in sales. If you're a good recruiter, you know that recruiting is sales. So it's like, just go sell yourself. You already said it. Don't give away
Yep.
half to somebody else who's not doing the work.
Yeah, exactly. And that's been the biggest surprise is how much I've actually enjoyed the actual sales part of it. Like, yes, recruitment is sales, but you're selling someone money. Like, you're trying to give them money versus if you're selling, you're trying to receive their money. So that's a little bit of a different posture I've noticed when I'm going out and trying to win new clients versus trying to offer a candidate a job. So definitely a different side of that coin.
Well, yeah, it's tough. I mean, like recruiting is sales in the sense of like selling candidates, but I think of recruiting as sales more in the funnel. Like if you took the sales process funnel and the recruiting process funnel, those two things are very much the same. The motions, the daily activities of being a
Yes.
recruiter and the
Yes.
data sets themselves are sales. I
Yes.
think
And
sometimes
that
we
you've
get
got to
caught up
keep
in this.
filling the top of the funnel. No matter what you've got down at the bottom, you've got to keep filling the top until you get to offer accepted.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's a silver lining too. It's like really fun when you get a contract. You're like, oh hell yeah, we got a new search. Let's roll.
Hmm.
What are your favorite recs to work?
Sales. Speaking of sales.
Yes.
So it's funny. Initially, we're niche down to only hire engineers. And then a lot of our clients were like, well, obviously, the two biggest needs in startups are typically engineering and go to market. So they were like, could you also work these go to market recs? And I've worked sales before. I like working sales. I was like, 100%, let's go for it. And then that now is almost exclusively what our desk has become because there's so much
Nice.
turnover in sales.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, I think because my personality is salesy, right? Like I'm extroverted, I'm outgoing, I enjoy having conversations with people. I am selling, like that is what I do in my day to day. I can speak that language really well in intake calls with hiring managers for sales roles. So that's actually become almost the entirety of our business at this point is recruiting for tech sales, which I love. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
same. Same.
Is that your favorite rec
It's
to work or what's your favorite?
no, not favorite. I do a lot of go to market. I prefer like the marketing side of roles. The challenges
Hmm.
with sales hiring is like it's only as effective as the offer that you're offering. Like there's a lot of
Yes.
nuance to sales hiring. I think a lot of times folks think that sales or go to market hiring is easier than engineering or product and design. And it's really not. It's just very different. The challenges with
Hmm.
sales is sometimes you're looking at like commission buyouts, understanding like what time of the quarter you're recruiting, and really having a strong talent map and sourcing approach so that you're getting into the inbox of candidates at the right time because there's a lot of psychology of hiring sales folks particularly like end of the year. Like you're going to have to buy out somebody's commission. If it's mid quarter and you need that person filled and you're getting a lot of pressure for a specific time and seat, you're going to have a buyout on their commission. You're going to have a really aggressive comp plan. You're going to have to know what the comp plans of competitors and know how your offer and your company stacks up against the types of roles that they would want, and really
Yeah.
mapping back to that to get the right talent, because everybody wants top sellers. Well, top sellers are happy. They're protecting the bag. So you got to give them money. So if you want to hire sales folks, write a check.
Yes, 100%. And have an uncapped, like you said, uncapped commission rate, spot bonuses, whatever the case may be. So yes, that's a good point. It's not fun to hire sales when the offer I'm going to the candidate market with sucks. So I just don't take those recs, to be honest.
Yeah, same. I don't mess with that. It's like
Yeah.
I can tell you exactly like
The
what you
caliber
need to
of
do to
talent that
get
you're
this
going to get.
person.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm not
I
willing
also
to
do
go
that
find
all the
them.
time. I fuck with hiring managers or founders. I'll get like a great candidate just so they know who they can't touch to like calibrate their egos.
Because their comp is just like astronomically beyond what they can
Or
pay.
their product. Like, founders, like they're great to work with. I love working with early stage founders. Super grateful. It's fun. It's scrappy. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's chaos. I love it. It's what I
Mhm.
thrive on. But I think it's important to level set expectations with folks. It's like if you're building a payments platform now and the founder's like, oh, we want somebody early from Stripe. It's like, what?
You're like, they're a millionaire. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you
And
mean.
you probably talk to folks like that. I'm not asking you to shit talk your founders on this, but I know what you know. One of the things you said earlier was braggadocious. Julia, you are supercalifragilistic extra braggadocious on this sales hiring. I love this swagger. Do you have any like favorite recruiting placements that you're just like, oh my God, I still think about Katie?
Yes, to this day. Actually, so one of my favorite clients is a cybersecurity firm. And so I was hiring, what was the title? Director of Demand Generation on the marketing team. And I found this amazing candidate. We extended her an offer. And then the same week, she got an offer for literally 60K higher. And she was like, y'all, like, I'm so sorry. But the best part of this story is, so then I found someone else, blah, 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 moving on. The best part of the story is she circled back 4 months later. She was like, I've made a terrible mistake. I know that client's like moved on, but like, can you help me? I had just happened to open a director of marketing role that was mostly focusing in demand gen with another client of mine, moved her through process. They were obsessed, got the job, is now killing it. So stories like that, like what we talked about, your personal brand and your network is what makes or breaks you. So the fact that I already had that relationship with her, we were able to maintain a good relationship, even though she declined the offer. And then it worked out great for this other client of mine. Oh gosh, I love that all worked out. That was beautiful.
So sick. So sick. I love that. I worked with this
Uh-huh.
company a few years back, private equity software in the fitness industry, like literally the best people ever. I still have relationships with those folks today. And it's so amazing to see people come back around, placements later, or just see their career development. And sometimes you get those quick wins where you're like, oh, just because you made time for somebody to spend an extra call or spend an extra coffee date to just focus on some of the softer sides of work and just what's going on with them at the human level, that
Mm-hmm.
really pays it forward and helps us out down the line. I'm not a career
Yeah.
coach. I don't really work with candidates on like resume writing, and I've never really done a ton of candidate positioning for hiring managers. Like candidates got to work it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, when you spend a little bit of time with folks and they come back around because you've cared about them and who they are at the human level, it's like, it's great
Mm-hmm.
when you get bailed out. Same with recruiting.
Yes. Yes.
Like I share
Well, and
candidates with other recruiters all the time.
I like if they have a rec that they're working that your candidate's a perfect fit for.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. Well, and I think what's so important is because we get asked all the time for coffee dates, right? Like everyone's always like, can I pick your brain? And most of the time we have to say no because there's aren't enough hours in the day. So what I have found to be a skill set I've had to hone is who to say yes to and kind of seeing down the line of that relationship. Like obviously I don't want all my relationships to be transactional, but when you're a founder, you know this, time is literally your most valuable asset. So you've just got to be hyper intentional and really good at like kind of seeing the future and seeing like, will this relationship serve both of us? Like, are we going to be able to, like, is this the best good for us to spend our time in this way? So when I get that right, like when I get that gamble right, I'm like, yes, nailed it.
It's so true. And that's a challenge you called out about like being a founder or running your own business as an entrepreneur. It's constant reprioritization. And when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And
To
that
many other
no,
things, to thousands of other things.
yeah. So it's all about identifying like highest leverage opportunities.
Yes.
Dope water bottle. You staying hydrated
Yes.
out there?
Always. I chug this hydro flask. I probably have like 5 of these a day. It's really, really
This
crazy.
podcast is not sponsored by Hydro Flask, but it'd be a lot cooler if it was.
Hydro flask, nudge, nudge, whenever you're ready.
No, that's so good about like connecting with folks and taking the time. I've done two things. I get a ton of inbound DMs, as I'm sure you have, where it's like, hey, can you help me for my next role? One thing I hate having to say no to is like somebody that I care about and have helped who wants me to work with somebody that's important in their life. And it's like that degree of separation, like I can't do. Like I can't have
Mm-mm.
bandwidth for that intro from somebody that is somebody that I've helped or worked with. But I've done one thing that has been beneficial. I've recorded and just scaled my greatest hits of advice. So now when I do get those inbound solicitations, it's like, hey, here's a link to my link tree. And it actually lives in the top of my LinkedIn profile. And it's got like 4 really good clips of things that have helped job seekers. And it's like, that's the
Mm.
best I got.
Mhm.
Um,
That's a good idea. That's really helpful. I love that. I know some recruitment founders who offer, because they get a lot of questions from new recruitment founders. They just offer like a course. Like, here's a 1-hour course. It's like, a couple bucks here. And then if you want to pay for coaching, okay. But like, it's way cheaper just to go grab my information. I've thought about doing that because a lot of my DMs honestly are from people who are or are considering founding their own agencies. So
oh, sure.
I do offer paid coaching, but A, typically it's prohibitively expensive for people that don't even have a firm yet, understandably. And B, it takes my time. So I'm like, I've got to do this async. So the next step is actually record that content. So in 3 to 5 years, maybe I'll have to do that.
There you go.
Who knows?
So you've got quite a following and presence on LinkedIn. What's the story of just like your personal brand?
So when I started the firm in August 2023, I knew that a big way to grow would be to grow my presence on LinkedIn. And so I took Toby Aluwole's course. It's literally like $79. So this is the number one thing I recommend to everyone I talk to ever. Go do it. So phenomenal content literally helped me understand kind of like how to format my content for LinkedIn specifically. Because obviously it's different. I'm not on any other social media platforms either. Like, I don't sit around thinking about how to write for social media. So that was super helpful to me. Now I'm taking Justin Welsh's course. I'm very much like a lifelong learner. Like, I perpetually want to be getting better at what I'm doing. So I think there's no shortage of good advice on how to write good content. But then the thing you actually have to do is just write the content. So my goal for myself is to post every weekday that I work. I just took 3 weeks off. I was completely offline and didn't post on LinkedIn. I posted one time in those 3 weeks, but I haven't mastered the whole like write your post in advance and have buffer like send them out for you. That's not in my tech stack at this current moment. So it really is just like when you see me post, I physically sat at my computer and I posted that post.
I'm shaking my head because I'm busy. I'm not like on LinkedIn writing posts all day. I comment when stuff like hits my LinkedIn feed between meetings or whatever. But a lot of the times the posts that I have are like 2 to 3 weeks out. And it's like the crazy thoughts I have at like midnight to 2 a.m. where I'm like, oh, I think this is funny or insightful. And usually like 1 out of every 6 I post, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a miss. I should not have posted
I should not have
that.
said that. That's a good percentage though, that your majority, like, yeah, I stand by that. That was a good midnight thought.
Yeah. Or like I think it's not the worst thing in the world to like delete a hot take. Sometimes like you gotta be like just spicy enough on LinkedIn to get people's attention. But at the same time, like I'm a business owner. So like there's the online persona and then there's like who you are in real life. Like I'm a
Hmm.
dad, like going to conferences, like I'm a speaker. I spoke at a conference today. So like my take online mirrors my personality in real life. And that's always a great compliment I get from people.
Mm.
But yeah, when you're a business owner, sometimes you got to like filter it back just a little, but then still be spicy enough so that people are like, hey, who is this? Because like you've got what, like 60,000 like recruiter girlies are like blowing you up. Like, what's your situation?
Yeah, I'm at a 60K follower count. I actually have one of the ops assistants on my team go through and like review my connection requests for me to make sure, like, because I can't say yes to everyone because I'm at like 29.5 right now. Once you get to
Yeah.
30K,
I
you
I
can't have any
don't hire
more.
.NET developers or program managers. Like I
Right,
just
right. You've
don't.
got to just be like, okay, yeah, it's just not going to work, not going to make sense. So anyway, yeah, it's been a super fun ride. I really enjoyed it, and I love to write. Like, I genuinely enjoy it. So I don't think it's necessary to post every day on LinkedIn, but it's something that I enjoy, and it's really helped with biz dev. Like, a lot of my clients I've landed because they commented on a post or liked a post, and then I reached out, and then we had a conversation from there.
What do you post about?
I mostly post about wins. Like our client just
Hell
hired
yeah.
this person at this day, like hooray, way to go, congrats. Or I post a lot about my journey as a founder. Like I posted about how we just hit 1 million in revenue. I post whenever we hire someone new for our internal team. I post personal stuff too. Like I've been a foster parent for 5 years. So I've posted
Cool.
a lot about kind of that journey. I posted some of the wins of my foster sons, even like when one of them was like getting up at 6 a.m. to practice his basketball free throw in the driveway. I was like, I wish we all had this energy. Like, let's go, bro. Like, just things like that. Like, I very much believe in, like you said, showing up as who I actually am in every platform that I exist in the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. I even see this one too, offer accepted. Yeah, I think if anybody's
Hmm.
looking to like emulate you, it's a blend of business wins, personal anecdote, LinkedIn content. Do you speak? Like your profile photo is you with a microphone? Are you on the conference circuit? Where can people keep up with you?
Great question. So I do not travel to go to conferences because of my two sweet little boys. So I live in Atlanta. So I do speak at conferences in Atlanta. That picture is from Atlanta Tech Village when I spoke there about a year ago. I most recently spoke at the Atlanta AI Summit. I do a lot of podcasts, but mostly the best way to keep up with me is just I'm the only Julia Arpag on LinkedIn. So easy peasy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Julia, thank you so much. Go forth and prosper. Happy hiring.
Thank you. You too.